Hey everyone, welcome back to Be the Hope. Here we are, Wednesday of the third week of Easter. So we're still celebrating the joys of the resurrection and joys of the Easter season. And so I hope that all of you are experiencing those joys as well. And I also hope that all of you have been able to be outside the past couple of days. The past couple of days have been absolutely beautiful. The sun was shining on Monday. I got a wonderful sunburn. I had a headband on at the food pantry, and so I've got this nice tan line going across my head like this. But for those of you who were there, it was just an absolute joy. It just uplifted my soul so much to see all of you in person. Even though we had to be physically distant, it was still just such a joy to see all of you. And even yesterday was a beautiful day as well. So today I actually want to focus on a great saint and doctor of the church. Because today we celebrate the feast of Saint Catherine of Siena. Now, if you've never read up on Catherine of Siena, I encourage you to do so because she was feisty, but yet she was extremely loyal, extremely obedient, and very intellectual, very intelligent, and very influential in the life of the church and in the history of the church. One of the things that St. Catherine of Siena is best known for is bringing the Pope from Avignon, France, back to Rome. Because during the time that she was living, there were two popes. Definitely was not a high point in church history whatsoever, but she was very influential in bringing the Pope from Avignon, France, back to Rome so that we had one Pope again. So just that was an interesting story. If you want to read more on that and her endeavors to do that, highly encourage it because, like I said, it's one of the most well-known things that she's known for. But also, she was extremely loyal and just devoted to our Lord. You could read some of her spiritual writings. Still to this day, they are strong influencers in the church. She was a mystic, very strong union with our Lord. Also had invisible stigmata. So talk about someone who was just like on fire and very feisty, but also very much so in love with Jesus. Highly recommend reading up on her life and just getting to know a little bit about her and potentially developing a relationship with her because she will rock your world, let me tell you. Anyways, I really want to focus on one virtue that she had, and that was obedience. She was very obedient, and like I said, loyalty and obedience, basically, they really go hand in hand. She was very loyal to her family, very obedient to them, right? To her parents. Like she really tried to live up this, what did it look like to have a holy family and partake in that. Like I said, she was rebellious at some points, but she was still very loyal to them, had a deep loyalty to them. She was very loyal to the Pope. Even though she rebelled a little bit to bring the Pope back to Rome, she was still very loyal and just wanted to promote the trueness of the church and the true beauty of the church and the beauty of the papacy as well. And then also a true loyalty and obedience to our Lord Jesus. And on this topic of obedience, I just wanted to share just some thoughts and some encouragement in regards to the bishop's statement that came out yesterday that they said basically that masses would be suspended for the majority of May. Hoping and praying that we are all able to gather for Pentecost in person for the holy sacrifice of the Mass. But I wanted to shed some light and encouragement because I know that many of us are probably getting to the point where we're like, is this ever going to end? Right? As it feels like we're being punished, right? But I want to encourage you that this isn't a point of punishment, but this is a point of protecting the health and sanctity and the dignity of the human person. A part of Catholic teaching is protecting the sanctity and the dignity of a human person from conception until natural death. And that's what the bishops are doing at this point. They're really doing their best to promote the well-being of the human person and not wanting to put anyone in danger. Now, are they going to be perfect at that? No. It's impossible for us in an environment where there's a virus going around to be completely perfect, right? Unless we are completely locked down and nobody literally goes anywhere except for whatever, inside your house or your apartment. But the bishops are doing their civil duty, working right alongside of the health professionals and everyone else to try to keep us safe, right? And this is a time for us to grow an even deeper obedience to our bishop, right? Or whatever diocese that you live in, you grow in obedience to the bishop, right? Is the bishop truly is looking out for his flock, and we are his flock, right? He's essentially like our dad, if you're looking at it in a sense of a family, right? He wants to protect his children. He wants to protect the faithful. And so I want to encourage you that during this time, while it may seem like the lockdown is never going to end, like we're being punished, like why can't we get to the sacraments? Why can't we receive the Eucharist? The bishops are doing this to protect us. And ultimately, their prayer is that during this time of us fasting from the Eucharist, we grow in not only obedience to them, but we grow in obedience to our Lord. And we grow in obedience to his law and what he has planned for us. And that we grow in longing for him. So I want to just leave you with that bit of encouragement that this isn't going to last forever. Like we will be able to celebrate together in person again. And I look forward to that day because it will be such a joyous day. But reflecting on the life of Catherine Siena, and maybe that this is a good day to really truly look at her as a model for this, is how was she loyal and obedient during the hardships, right? Because like I said, the church was going through an ugly time when they had a pope in Avignon, France, and a pope in Rome. That was just truly a horrible time for the church. But she still remained loyal and she still remained obedient. And so maybe we look to St. Catherine of Siena as a role model for during these times, right? Like I said, it's not going to last forever. We're not being punished. But it's for our health and safety and well-being in concordance with the Catholic social teaching. And so I just want to encourage you with that. Look into Catherine Siena. Maybe ask her for some help and some strength to get through this, right? She was very intelligent, very influential spiritually. And I know that all of the saints are praying for us. But today in particular, maybe we reflect on the life of Catherine Siena and what she did. And how she was obedient and loyal to the Pope, to her family, but more importantly, to our Lord Jesus Christ. And so how can we maybe grow in obedience to our family and grow in loyalty to our family or to our friends and to our bishop, especially during this time. So know that I'm continuing to pray for all of you, and I hope that you stay safe and just enjoy this joy of the resurrection in this Easter season. God bless all of you.